best thing about Fionna and Cake is the fact that they made Fionna a gooner. This is something that was a very prevalent aspect of her character in season 1. I mean, she literally spent that entire season fangirling over every different variation of the universe she found, and was even talking about cracking a different version of the Ice King just to prove to you how much of a gooning queen she genuinely is. However, season 2 has seen her taking a complete 180 on this aspect of her character and has quite literally made her a yearner that is in her feelings over her 2 different loving. And this is something that we also definitely did see happen in the main Adventure Time series with Finn, but it just doesn't feel right here because Fiona's like 30 something years old. And I really appreciated the version of her that was literally giving it up to anyone and everyone she met across reality. But that's mainly just because I really enjoyed the first season storyline way more than I'm enjoying season 2 so far. And I feel like it was much more concise and cohesive than what we're getting right now. That's not to say I'm not enjoying all the new information we're getting about the plot involving the original Finn and Huntress Wizard, and I do genuinely look forward to the moment where Fionna and Finn finally not only meet but get to fight together on the same side. But this season's focus and fixation on Fiona's main world I feel is genuinely hurting the legacy of Fionna and Cake as a whole, and you are more than welcome to disagree with that because I am certain there's many people who will, and I totally respect the idea that there's people that genuinely love Fionna and Cake season 2 because of the fact it has so much representation for their community. And while I definitely have zero issue with that, I just personally feel like Adventure Time Fionna and Cake season 1 won us all over because it literally was Adventure Time, with the only difference being that it aged up along with the audience to give us swear words and more violence, and I really appreciated that because it was their way of respecting us as an audience and acknowledging the fact that we all grew up alongside these characters. However, now I feel that this is a little more misplaced and they're now just using it as an allegory to complain about real world issues that the writers may be facing, and that's totally fine, and it's something that writers across every different medium of fiction always do. I just think it could have been introduced in this season a little bit better than the way it has been so far. And granted, this is a much more controlled season and they're spreading the story across mainly 2 or 3 different universes and timelines rather than just showing us an infinite amount of them. But I feel like that kind of defeats the whole premise of Fionna and Cake, since it literally started with multiverse travel and introducing to us so many different variations of the characters we've all known to grow and love. And I really thought at the very least we were going to get some kind of cross-reference to another Cartoon Network show inside the same multiverse like we did in the first season when they confirmed that it takes place in the same multiverse as Flapjack. Like even just a little tiny throwback reference to Chowder or regular show would have been perfect for me in this. And based upon everything we've seen so far, it does have me patiently wondering when Finn is at. If I had to make an educated guess, I would say at the very least the halfway point of the season, episode 5 or 6 would be the perfect time for Finn to finally wake up and make a real appearance. But I know that that is actually very unlikely until Fionna ends up traveling back to the land of Ooo, which has me thinking that Fionna might actually be the cure that Finn needs in order to cure this. Maybe he needs some kind of blood transfusion that can only be done by his alternate version, or maybe we need a full circle moment of gooning where Fionna just makes out with her alternate male counterpart and he wakes up. Either way, I think that the only way that they can realistically save Fionna and Cake season 2 and ensure that we get a 3rd season is if they increase the goon. I mean, this entire show is basically an allegory for Tumblr girls and their fan service relationships they come up with that never would have actually happened in the main Adventure Time series. So we might as well commit to that fully and just make Fionna a straight up basement dwelling gooner version of Finn if she's supposed to be the real thing. But ultimately, that's just my opinion. I know a lot of you out there are actually enjoying season 2 of Fionna and Cake, and that is perfectly fine with me because I obviously am an Adventure Time fan and want there to be multiple seasons. So I'm not saying this to cause controversy. I'm saying this as a genuine fan who not only loves the show but wants the best for everyone involved in the project and wants to see more of it years and years down the line. And it's not like we don't have other Adventure Time content coming in for those other fans that want to specifically see Finn and Jake or just see action sequences rather than an allegory for real life issues. But I wanted to come on here and share my thoughts. Let me know what you feel about this whole situation in the comments. Leave a like and subscribe if you're new here. Thank you for watching. I love and appreciate you all. Sun God signing off.